Hello guys, my name is Siddharth Varde, and today we are looking at enums. I'm gonna explain what enums are and stuff. So what are enums? So there are few different types of uh, like uh, data types. Okay, so one of the types is user-defined data types, and one of the type is primary or default primary data types. So they are they are the default data types like integer, float, double, boolean, etc. So enums are user defined data types. It means that I can create an enum of my own, that I can give a name and its data type. Then it the compiler creates data type out of that enum. For example, here I created an enum named apples. So now the apples is the data type that I can access like that, like apples, and then I can create a variable out of that, uh, out of the data type of that data type. So it's user defined data types that. And what are the speciality of enum? So it's a user defined data type and it can store the values that I have defined inside the enum. So I can decide what values I want to store in that enum. So here I am storing red apple, green apple, or blue apple values. So only these three are the values that my variable of this enum can store. For example, here we are looking at apples, my apples. So my apples is a variable that can store only red apple, blue apple, green apple, or blue apple values. It cannot store any other values outside of that. So if I uncomment this line, it will give me an error. So here it is. I am trying to store 10 inside an enum and it says error. So that's not possible. Any other values that outside of that enum, if I try to store them, that's not possible. It will give me an error. The compiler will give me an error. And I can even compare, let's say if there is a second variable, my apples 2, and it has some values, then let's say it has a value of green apple, then I can compare these two values, like my apples, and between these two values, like my apples and my apples 2. So those are the conditional operators, like greater than, the or less than, or greater than or equal to, or less than or equal to, and then there are two equal to or not equal to. These 6 are conditional operators. Conditional operators are binary operators that takes two values, one on the left and one on the right. So I can do it 15 greater than 20. So is it true or false? The conditional operator will provide me if it is true or false. So if 15 is greater than true, then it will give me true. Sorry, if 15 is greater than 20, then it will give me true. And if 15 is less than 20, then it will give me false. So in this case here, I will get an answer false. So that is that. And every other, there is a greater than, less than, then greater than or equal to, or less than or equal to, then equal to. Equal to is comparing two values, and if they are equal, then it gives me true. And not equal to is if the values are different, then it gives me not equal to. I can even compare two strings or two enums in here. So okay. Then there are conditional statements. So if I want to execute some code, part of the code, and not the other part, so those are the conditional statements. They work according to the condition. If the condition is true, then that part gets executed, otherwise it doesn't get executed, kind of thing. So if else will take one condition, and if the condition is true, then the if part will get executed, otherwise the else part is. And then there is an if else if. So it takes two conditions, if one for if and second one for else if. So if the condition is true, that part gets executed, otherwise no part gets executed. So same happens for nested if else, and then there is a ladder. So like it will be like if else if, then else if, and then else or else if, and anything it can get to infinite. Then there are switch cases. Switch cases take one like it takes one input variable, and it will check for cases. If the answer that variable is equal to any case, then that case gets executed, otherwise nothing gets executed. Like there is a default case that will get executed, or if you haven't defined a default case, then nothing will get executed. Then there are ternary operators. These are like ternary operators. These will take uh, like three variable kind of things, like that one condition, and if the condition is true, then the part after the question mark will get executed, otherwise part after the colon gets executed. So this is it. Thank you.